Hi, my name is Darrell, and I love talking current affairs over the African continent. Now, I just read the news that the president of Ivory Coast is or has expressed interest in standing for the fourth term. And we all know how he came. I mean, Gbagbo was in power, then he did allow the results of what came out of the elections. Eventually was captured out of a bunker and thrown out, and then Alassane became the president of Ivory Coast. But here he is, he's saying he wants to stand for the fourth term. And let me be very honest with you, if an incumbent expresses interest to stand again, usually or most times they will become president again. So you sometimes think maybe you don't need democracy to happen. I mean, look at what happened in Cameroon, and still happening because President Biya has expressed himself to be in power again. He's what, 92. Alassane of Ivory Coast, the one we just talked about here, he's what, 83. But he says he wants to stand again because he has, or people still want him to be in power. So he's going to be in power. Look at Paul Kagame. I mean, they amended the constitution that he stayed in power. Look at what's happening in Mali. Though those ones, at least, it's very clear because the current junta government says that there is not going to be political activities, thrown away all these political parties. So they're going to renew General Assimi's rule every 5 years up to whenever he would say, I am done. Going Togo, where the president's term were extended up to 7 years, and he's going to come back at rule them. So amended the constitution and enabled him to stand as president by removing the term limit. So he can go on and forever. Every president who has touched the constitution and removed term limits or just amended them in the interest of themselves to stay in power, they have stayed in power. So I don't see anything new that could happen if in Ivory Coast, first of all, the main competitors have been barred from participating in an election. I don't see any other person who's going to rule Ivory Coast. We can debate the politics in Africa, but I'm going to tell you one thing. Democracy is a theoretical thing in Africa, but not practical. As a matter of fact, Africa doesn't need democracy. We just need to go back to kingdoms, chiefdoms, no dictatorship, and that will be actually a blessing on the continent for Africa. So I don't know what you think, but I don't think we deserve that democracy. It doesn't make sense. So understanding for me, I would be saying, why are we going to have elections this year? Why not just say, please rule another term, and then we shall see in future if you will come back or not, so that other people can actually participate in an election. You can't have your opponents barred from participating in an election. You have even like Paul Biya. His main opponents have also been barred from participating in an election that's going to happen later this year. So who's going to be your competitor? Why? It doesn't make sense. But anyway, that's the news that I have for you. You can stay tuned here, subscribe, and we have these conversations about current affairs on the African continent. My name is Darren, and I'll see you in the next one.